November 18th, 2016, Merward 23, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Across America's financial district, trading algorithms prepare for another day of moving trillions through the global markets. But in a dimly lit apartment 3,000 miles away, a figure hunches over multiple monitors, fingers dancing across a keyboard. Lines of code cascade down the screen like digital rain. He's been inside their systems for months, invisible, patient, learning every pathway and weakness. Today, that patience pays off. With a single keystroke, he triggers a cascade that will bring Wall Street's most sophisticated trading networks to their knees. But who is this phantom in the machine? And how did one person exploit the very speed that makes modern finance possible? 6 months earlier, Marcus Chen sits in his cramped studio apartment, surrounded by the glow of 7 different monitors. Empty energy drink cans litter his desk like metallic tombstones to countless sleepless nights. He's a brilliant programmer, the kind who sees patterns where others see chaos, who speaks in algorithms and thinks in microseconds. But Marcus isn't working for some prestigious tech company or Wall Street firm. He's unemployed, bitter, and nursing a grudge that's been festering for 2 years. 2 years ago, Marcus had everything: a 6-figure salary at Quantum Financial, a high-frequency trading firm that moved billions daily. He was their golden boy, the architect behind trading algorithms so fast they could execute thousands of transactions in the time it takes to blink. But then came the layoffs. Budget cuts, they said. Restructuring. His entire team was eliminated overnight, replaced by cheaper offshore developers who couldn't tell a derivative from a dividend. Marcus watches the financial news with growing resentment. The same executives who fired him are now celebrating record profits, their faces beaming from CNBC interviews as they discuss their cutting-edge technology. Technology he built, algorithms he perfected, systems he understood better than anyone alive. That's when the seed of an idea takes root. If they want to profit from his work, maybe it's time they learned just how vulnerable their precious systems really are. The modern financial system runs on speed. Milliseconds matter. Microseconds can mean the difference between profit and loss. High-frequency trading firms have stripped their systems down to the absolute bare essentials, removing every possible delay, every security check that might slow down a transaction. It's like building race cars without seatbelts or roll bars. Pure speed, minimal protection. Marcus knows this because he helped design it. He begins his reconnaissance quietly, methodically. Using his intimate knowledge of the industry, Marcus identifies the key players. Quantum Financial, of course, but also their competitors, their partners, their entire ecosystem. These firms all use similar architectures, similar protocols. They're interconnected in ways that create massive vulnerabilities if you know where to look. And Marcus knows exactly where to look. Night after night, he probes their defenses, not with brute force attacks or obvious intrusions, but with surgical precision. He exploits side channels, those tiny vulnerabilities that exist in the gaps between systems. A microsecond delay here, a packet redirect there. Nothing obvious enough to trigger alarms, but significant enough to map their entire network topology. Marcus discovers something that chills and excites him in equal measure. The trading networks aren't just fast, they're fragile. Built for speed above all else, they lack the robust security measures that protect other financial systems. It's as if someone built a highway system where every car travels at 300 miles per hour, but forgot to install guardrails. The more he explores, the more vulnerabilities he uncovers. Outdated protocols still running on critical servers. Authentication systems with known flaws. Network switches that trust any device claiming the right credentials. It's a hacker's paradise, hiding behind walls of supposed sophistication. But Marcus isn't interested in simple theft or traditional cybercrime. His plan is far more elegant and devastating. He's going to turn their own speed against them, every high-frequency trading system relies on split-second timing and perfect synchronization. Introduce tiny delays, manipulate the timing of market data feeds, and the entire system becomes a weapon pointed at itself. He begins writing custom malware, code so sophisticated it makes him pause in admiration of his own work. This isn't some crude virus or ransomware. It's a digital precision instrument designed to infiltrate trading networks and remain dormant until activated. Once inside, it will subtly manipulate the timing of trades, creating cascading failures that will ripple through the entire financial system. The beauty of his approach is its invisibility. The malware doesn't steal money or destroy data. Instead, it exploits the fundamental architecture of high-frequency trading itself. By introducing microscopic delays at precisely the right moments, it can trigger automated trading algorithms to make catastrophic decisions. Buy orders become sell orders. Profit calculations turn into loss spirals. The faster the system tries to react, the worse the damage becomes. As Marcus puts the finishing touches on his code, he allows himself a moment of dark satisfaction. They wanted speed over security. They chose profit over protection. Now they'll learn the true cost of that decision. But as he prepares to deploy his digital weapon, one question remains: how far will he go to make Wall Street pay? Marcus spends weeks perfecting his deployment strategy. He can't simply launch his malware from his apartment and hope for the best. The FBI's cyber division has sophisticated tracking capabilities, and financial networks log every packet that crosses their systems. He needs to be invisible, untraceable, a ghost in the machine. He creates a network of compromised servers scattered across 3 continents. Each one serves as a stepping stone, bouncing his attacks through layers of digital smokescreens. Virtual private networks stack upon encrypted tunnels, creating a maze so complex that even he sometimes loses track of his own pathways. To anyone trying to trace the source, it will look like the attacks are coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. The first target is Quantum Financial. Marcus knows their systems intimately, every server, every backup protocol, every emergency shutdown procedure. More importantly, he knows their weaknesses. That legacy authentication server they never bothered to update. The network switch in their backup data center that still uses default passwords. The monitoring system that goes offline for maintenance every Tuesday at 3 a.m. On a cold November morning, Marcus begins his infiltration. His fingers move across the keyboard with surgical precision, each command calculated to avoid detection. He slides through their perimeter defenses like water through cracks in concrete. Within hours, his malware is dormant inside their core trading systems, waiting for his signal. But Quantum is just the beginning. Marcus has bigger ambitions. He systematically infiltrates 6 major high-frequency trading firms, each one falling to his digital assault with disturbing ease. These are companies that handle hundreds of billions in daily transactions. Yet their security is so focused on speed that they've left themselves completely exposed. The irony isn't lost on him. These firms spend millions on the fastest processors, the lowest latency connections, the most advanced algorithms. But they skimp on basic security measures because every additional check adds precious microseconds to their execution time. They've built a house of cards balanced on a knife's edge, and Marcus is about to provide the earthquake. November 18th arrives with typical pre-market tension. Across Manhattan's financial district, traders grab their morning coffee and prepare for another day of algorithmic warfare. They have no idea that their systems have been compromised for months, that a phantom presence has been watching, learning, preparing to strike. At exactly 9:30 a.m., as the opening bell rings at the New York Stock Exchange, Marcus activates his payload. The malware springs to life simultaneously across all infected networks. It doesn't announce itself with flashing warnings or demand ransom payments. Instead, it begins its silent work of chaos. The first sign of trouble appears on Quantum Financial's main monitoring board. Execution times that should measure in microseconds are suddenly spiking to milliseconds. For high-frequency trading, this is like watching your race car suddenly move in slow motion while everyone else maintains full speed. Automated trading algorithms, designed to react instantly to market changes, begin receiving delayed and corrupted data. They start making increasingly erratic decisions. Buy orders flood the market for stocks that are actually falling. Sell orders dump shares just as prices begin to rise. The more the algorithms try to correct their mistakes, the worse the situation becomes. Within minutes, the chaos spreads beyond quantum. Marcus's malware has created a domino effect, with each compromised firm's erratic trading triggering defensive responses from others. Stop-loss orders activate in massive waves. Circuit breakers designed to halt runaway trading start triggering across multiple exchanges. By 10 a.m., trading volumes have exploded to levels not seen since the 2008 financial crisis. But this isn't normal market volatility driven by economic news or investor sentiment. This is artificial chaos, a digital storm engineered by one man's desire for revenge. Marcus watches from his apartment as his creation unfolds across financial news networks. CNBC anchors struggle to explain the unprecedented market behavior. Bloomberg terminals flash red with emergency alerts. The Dow Jones Industrial Average swings wildly, losing and gaining hundreds of points in minutes. The true genius of his attack becomes apparent as regulators scramble to respond. They can't simply shut down the markets without massive economic consequences, but they also can't allow the chaos to continue. Every minute of delay costs billions in lost value and shattered confidence. At 11:47 a.m., after nearly 2.5 hours of digital mayhem, emergency protocols finally halt trading across all major exchanges. The damage is staggering. Over $400 billion in market value has been wiped out. Retirement accounts, pension funds, and investment portfolios have been devastated in a matter of hours. But Marcus isn't celebrating. As he watches the aftermath unfold on his screens, a cold realization settles over him. He's crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. This isn't just revenge against his former employer anymore. He's attacked the entire financial system, harming millions of innocent people who had nothing to do with his grievances. The FBI's cyber division mobilizes within hours. Teams of digital forensics experts begin tracing the attack vectors, following the breadcrumbs Marcus left despite his precautions. His network of proxy servers and encrypted tunnels buys him time, but not indefinitely. The resources arrayed against him are vast and growing by the hour. Marcus faces an impossible choice. He can run, disappearing into the digital underground with his skills and hoping to evade capture. Or he can stay and face the consequences of what he's unleashed. Either way, his life as he knew it is over. As sirens wail in the distance and news helicopters circle the financial district, one truth becomes crystal clear. In an age where money moves at the speed of light, a single individual with the right knowledge and motivation can bring the entire system to its knees. Marcus Chen has proven that Wall Street's greatest strength, its need for speed, is also its most dangerous weakness. The hacker who brought down Wall Street's trading network sits alone in his apartment, surrounded by the instruments of his digital revolution, waiting for the inevitable knock on his door.